Hey, how's it going? Welcome to our devotion for today. So glad you're here. I really appreciate you connecting with devotional time. So we are going to go to Matthew chapter 15. We're going to read verses 29 through 16:4. So let's take a peek at Matthew 15:29. Jesus left there and went along the Sea of Galilee. Then he went up on a mountainside and sat down. Great crowds came to him, bringing the lame, the blind, the crippled, the mute, and many others, and laid them at his feet, and he healed them. The people were amazed when they saw the mute speaking, the crippled made well, the lame walking, and the blind seeing. And they praised the God of Israel. Jesus called his disciples to him and said, I have compassion for these people. They have already been with me 3 days and have nothing to eat. I do not want to send them away hungry, or they may collapse on the way. His disciples answered, Where could we get enough bread in this remote place to feed such a crowd? How many loaves do you have? Jesus asked. 7, they replied, and a few small fish. He told the crowd to sit down on the ground. Then he took the 7 loaves and the fish, and when he had given thanks, he broke them and gave them to the disciples, and they in turn to the people. They all ate and were satisfied. Afterward, the disciples picked up 7 basketfuls of broken pieces that were left over. The number of those who ate was 4,000, besides women and children. After Jesus had sent the crowd away, he got into the boat and went to the vicinity of Magadan. The Pharisees and Sadducees came to Jesus and tested him by asking him to show them a sign from heaven. He replied, When evening comes, you say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning, today will be stormy, for the sky is red and overcast. You know how to interpret the appearance of the sky, but you cannot interpret the signs of the times. A wicked and adulterous generation looks for a miraculous sign, but none will be given it except the sign of Jonah. Jesus then left them and went away. So, we see a great miracle, the feeding of the 4,000, which was a miracle after 3 days of miracles. Apparently, they'd been having church for 3 days. They didn't even have anything to eat, and they stayed at church. That means that church was going well. They were having miracle services, and it was going fantastic. All these people were being healed. You wonder, how can they stay in church for 3 days? Well, it's because church was that good. Amazing things were happening. The presence of God was there. Of course, the Lord Jesus was there. People are getting healed. Who wouldn't want to be part of that? They were staying so long they had nothing to eat. Jesus was worried that they would faint when they walked out because it'd been so long, been 3 days, they didn't have anything to eat. So you get the feeding of the 4,000, a parallel miracle to the feeding of the 5,000, which was earlier in Matthew. So this isn't the same account. It's a separate time where the same type of miracle happened, where they had a few loaves and a few fish, and they were able to feed thousands upon thousands of people. So it's an incredible, amazing miracle. And then just after that, the next thing recorded in Matthew is the Pharisees and the Sadducees telling Jesus, hey, you got to show us a sign. You want to be teaching people, you need to prove it by doing a miracle. It's like, they've been doing miracles over and over and over and over again, and they're wanting to see a miracle. This is also a parallel thing where they wanted to see a miracle earlier, and Jesus talked about the sign of Jonah, the same thing here. But Jesus was doing miracles, he was casting out demons, and then there's like, show me a sign. Here, he's doing all these healings and the feeding of the 4,000, and then they're like, hey, show us a sign. That was a couple days ago. I want to see a sign right now. What have you done for me lately, kind of a thing. Well, what I want to talk about today is don't be like that. They needed a sign. They had seen sign after sign after sign. Don't be like that. Remember what God has done for you. Has God done anything for you in your life? Can you think back at a time where God rescued you, where God showed you something wonderful, where God just gave you a hug from heaven and you knew that God was with you? Those moments, we want to remember those. That's what the the holidays and the different things in the Old Testament are recorded so that we can remember the great things that God has done. But we also need to remember the great things that God has done for us so that we don't end up like these Pharisees and Sadducees who, right after Jesus has done a bunch of miracles, they say, give me a sign. Show me that you've got some spiritual authority. Do a miracle. Well, he just did. And now they still want more. Remember, take time to remember what God has done for you. When you look back and you remember those moments, it's so powerful. And if you are, you haven't started your walk with God yet, things like that, and you just haven't seen much from God, then seek out God because He will meet you, and then write those things down, remember them. Then you can walk by faith, you can stay thankful and not needing God to do another miracle and another miracle to prove it and prove it and prove it. Then we can remember those great things of the past, also trusting God for great things in the future, but staying thankful and staying faithful, remembering the good things of God. So don't be like these Pharisees and Sadducees who, after Jesus is doing all these miracles, they're like, show us a sign. When God's done something for you, remember it, grab hold of it, stay thankful for it, and trust God in the future. So let's pray. Heavenly Father, thank you that you do great things. Thank you that you are powerful and wonderful and glorious. Lord, help us to remember the things you've done for us in the past, years and years ago and recently as well. Let us not be looking for the next thing and forget the things of the past, but let us cherish the good things that you've done for us and also walk by faith, trusting you for the next thing. So, Father, bless us and encourage us and help us to walk in your ways. Amen.